What's up guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Alright, so for today's video, as you guys can tell by the title, it's something that was not expected, I'm sure, of you guys as well as myself. Y'all, I am going to smile and talk sarcastically throughout this entire video to prevent me from breaking down in front of the camera, because I don't like those types of videos. To prevent that from happening, I'm just gonna talk through it and like make jokes about it and, you know, just smile through, because it's not a happy situation to be in, and it's not something, you know, woo, this happened to me, you know. So actually I'm gonna change this out for a candle because this is a more intimate setting. And there we go. Like I said, as y'all can tell by the title, I got kicked out of basic training, or not kicked out, I got disqualified during basic training. So it hurts. It hurts so much. It hurts so much. Let me put some setting spray on. That's what this video is going to be about. As you can tell, I'm at home and not in tech school or anything. So yeah, let's just get into it. So I'm gonna make a separate video on how basic training was. I got up to 4th week of training, but I was there for an extra week and a half. Yeah, my flight just graduated this week. Hooray to them, honestly. I know basic training is hard, and they did that, period. But yeah, I'm gonna make a separate video of how basic training was for me, the whole experience, and how you guys can survive basic training, and what to pack for a new packing list, and everything, the whole experience. I got disqualified for medical reasons. They so this is how it happened. We did a questionnaire in our 1st week of training, and it asks like a bunch of questions, mainly for your mental health. So like if you've ever been depressed before, if you ever wanted to commit suicide, if you've ever thought about it, and have you ever hurt someone, have you ever, like, a bunch of different questions. And so I answered those honestly, because this is what they told me, and never listen to anyone in the military that tells you to be honest. Just especially if you want to join, if you want to keep your job, if you want to, you know, succeed in the Air Force, when they say be honest, baby, don't be honest, please. They were like, be honest, be 100% honest about this. And my MTI was in the room, because they took us to a classroom to take this questionnaire, and it kind of made it a little bit more, like, not intimidating, but like a safe space. I felt like it was a safe space. I was like, okay, you know what, let me answer these questions honestly. I'm already in here. What could hurt? What can they do, you know? Next thing I know, later on that week, my NTI pulls me aside along with another girl, and he's like, so BAS, that's what it's called. I'm calling y'all out. Y'all are getting a lot of lawsuits, so I'm calling y'all out. BAS, which is the people that were over the surveys and everything, and they were like, so BAS was looking at your survey, and they found a bunch of, they found some things that they want to question you about, so just answer it, and just, you should be good from there. That's what I did. We went, and it was a follow-up with another doctor, and she asked me a bunch of questions, and I answered them honestly like an idiot, because one of the questions was like, have you ever been depressed, or have you ever felt depressed, and or have you ever thought about harming yourself? On the thing I answered no, but then when she asked me privately, she, like, it was like kind of a comforting type thing, because you know, I felt like I was already there and everything. I was like, because this is like just to help me and everything. And so she's like, have you ever thought about, you know? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, so when did you started having these thoughts? And I was like, last year, well, this year, but like last year, like in 2020 during the March season. You guys know all about everything. I literally made a whole video about it. So yeah, check that out if you want, literally don't have to. But yeah, and they were asking what it was about and everything, and I was just explaining it, and then I added some more stuff on there. It's like, you know, it was March, and that's when everything was going on, you know, with George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and you know, it was like a big thing for me. It's not that I was contemplating suicide, I was just thinking about it, like a thought ran across my mind, you know. And she's like, so explain this thought process, or what you were thinking. And I was just like, you know, I just thought about it. It wasn't like a certain plan. I did looked up a video that you can hold your breath for a bunch of minutes until you pass out, and then you do it over and over again, da 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 da. I literally should have kept it to myself. I literally just should have kept all that information to myself. it doesn't even matter that I was already in. They were just like, okay, so after I was done telling her, spilling the beans and everything, she asked, how are you feeling now? Are you feeling any of those emotions out? I was like, no, I'm not. I literally feel so fine. Within the past 3 months and a couple months before that, I've been feeling completely fine. And she's like, okay, so since you've been depressed and had thoughts of ending your life within the year, it's a disqualifying factor, so you don't have your job anymore. That was the first dilemma. That was the first stress factor for me. So you don't have your job anymore, which was security forces. I was so mad, but I know I dodged a bullet. But because while I was there, I was talking to a bunch of other people there, and they were like, security forces, like the training is like BMT 2.0. And that's one thing I didn't like BMT when I first came there. So I was like, oh no ma'am, I can't do this. I can't do this. No freedom, no, the strictness, I can't. But that's a whole nother video. But she disqualified my job at first, and I was like, okay, whatever. And she's like, so you'll go in and you'll get the chance to choose another job, and then you'll have to sit with the doctor and you should get your job, then you have to choose or whatever. So then weeks go by, like 2 weeks, and then I go to sit with another doctor as I'm telling her everything that I told the other lady, but just in less detail, because I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna get in trouble for having normal human thoughts. I just kept it to a minimum, and she was like, okay, so after looking at everything and talking to you, I come to the conclusion that you were going through situational depression. It was more like when certain stuff was happening in my life, that's when I would feel depressed. Like when things were going on in the world, that's when I feel like, it's like, you know, like big stuff. So that's what took away my job, because you can't be like stressed and stuff. But she's like, this is normal, everybody goes through it, literally everybody goes through it. And I was like, okay. She's like, okay, so we're gonna put a waiver in today, and I'm gonna write you a waiver, and we're gonna send it in, and if you get approved, then you get to stay in and you get to choose your job. I thought I was gonna choose my job that day with talking to her, but I guess not. And she's like, so you get to choose your job. And I was like, okay. And I was like, so what are the chances that my waiver gets approved? Do you think I will get approved? And she was like, honestly, no, I don't think you would get approved because of the time frame of, because it's been within a year that you went to and that you were depressed, then I wouldn't say that you are gonna get approved. And so at that moment I started crying, but I was just like, okay. And then the tears just kept coming. They were just streaming down. I was trying to hold it in as much as possible, but I was upset. So anyways, I went to the dorms again after I called my parents that day, and you know, I was crying on the phone with them and everything, and they was like, you got this, da da da, good things happen to good people and stuff like that. And so I was talking to my MTI a couple days later. When I finally got to speak with him, I was like shaking. I was like, sure, I'm gonna come back and try again. I'm gonna come back. He was like, okay, if you want to, bring somebody with you if you're not comfortable with talking to me or whatever. And I was already intimidated, so I was like, yes sir. And I walked to the bathroom and I just started crying, the latrine, and I just started crying. And I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. Really, Jordan? I was like, girl, wake up. I got myself together, and I just started like trying to blow my nose, because you know, when you cry, the chain reaction starts to happen. And so one of the EC monitors that came in, she's like, Harvey, are you in here? I was like, Sergeant Blank said to come to the flight office. So I went to the flight office, plus there was another MTI in there already. So I was like, so I went back to the flight office and I did my facing movements correct this time. He's like, okay, so what's up? And I was like, and then the other MTI was like, from our brother flight, he was like, do you want me to leave or da 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 da? I was like, no, you're good. Why am I telling the whole story time? Let's just get to the point, Jordan. To get to the point. I was like, so I have a question about my waiver. One of the doctors said I wouldn't get approved, and I'm just like really nervous, and I don't know how to feel because I really want to stay in, but I'm nervous now. He's like, okay, so don't be nervous. I'm sure you'll get approved. Doctors don't know anything about BMT actually. They just whatever, yada yada yada. It didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. I was like, okay. I was hyped. I was like, you know, I'm good now. I can just chill. He's like, you're gonna stay with us and everything. And I was like, okay, ooh, nice. Well, a week goes by and it's time for me to see if my waiver got approved. And so I go up there happy as ever with me and this other girl. So she came back, she got approved. Hooray for her. And then I went in there, it was denied. They denied my waiver. I was so upset. It was like, we found you medically unqualified for the Air Force. So I couldn't choose my job. I just had to go home literally that day. Not home, but to med hold, and then I could go home. So yeah, so I started crying a little bit, you know. I was trying to be strong, and I was asking, okay, so what can I do? He's like, okay, so you can probably fight your case if you want to. That can take up to 9 months, maybe longer than that, whatever. And I was like, okay. And so I go back and I tell the girl, I was like, I didn't get qualified, so whatever. And then we go back to our dorm, and I tell my MTI and the paper, and he calls me to the flight office again, and he's like, okay, I'm sorry it's happening to you, the whole spiel. You would have been a great airman and stuff like that. Things like this just happen, and it's not always the best thing, and I don't agree, and this and the third. But you can go ahead and get your stuff packed, like, get out, you gotta go, peace, you know. You can't go home, but you can't stay here. But you know what I'm saying. That's basically how it went. It's a whole lot. I'm not even about to go into it. So basically, I packed up all my stuff from my locker. It was very sad. I was literally crying. I looked so ugly, but I was literally crying. A lot of people were too, and they were just all crowded around my bed, and they're just helping me get my stuff. Yeah, I got my stuff, and then I went downstairs with one of the other girls from another flight, because we were going to go to med hold together, and we were waiting to talk to our first sergeant, but he didn't come that night. Well, I don't know, we were waiting for so long that once we finally got to talk to somebody, we went to med hold. Like, first it was so stressful because I was mad because it was taking forever, and then once we finally got to leave our squadron, but not like leave it, like leave CQ to wait for a bus or a shuttle because the other girl couldn't walk. I wouldn't want to walk with my stuff either because, baby, it was heavy. Way too heavy. The weight of my mattress, probably, literally. And yeah, we had the big gray rucksack on our back and our backpacks on our stomach and our civilian luggage in our hands, so that was really heavy. And her strap broke, so we missed our bus, and we were waiting already for an hour, and so we waited like 30 more minutes for another bus to come. And they took us to med hold. It was like a long drive around the base, and then when we got there, first of all, I was like, okay, wait a minute, I was already crying because I cried while we were waiting because she made us miss our first initial bus, and I already knew we weren't gonna be there on time. I was mad, and I just broke down. She's like, it's gonna be okay. It's not. It's really not. This was my dream, and it's crushed. And I'm waiting on a bus that you made us miss, because I'm ready to go home at this point. I'm pissed. So like, I've never been that mad in my life. And then it gets worse. So we get to med hold, and we go into their CQ, try to get checked in, and they tell us, well, TC is closed, so they can't process you into med hold, so you're gonna have to go back to your squadron. I was so pissed at that point. I was like literally taking the biggest deep breath, and one of the ladies was like, are you okay, ma'am? You look mad. And so we wait, and the people from med hold, they drove us on the little go-kart thing or whatever, I don't know, and they took us back to our squadron. And so we slept with our flight that night, and then we went early in the morning. I had to do PT still. I was so mad. Because I was like, it's not even worth it, but I still had to do it. We went back to CQ, and we went to med hold. It was like this whole thing, and we finally got processed in, and the girls, they were so nice. Well, the two girls, I remember it was Daniels, and like, I love her. She's amazing. She is an amazing person. She's been there a while, and she needs to go home. I don't know why they're keeping her so long. Med hold is gonna be another video in itself. If you guys want to know about it, let me know in the comments. But yeah, she went. We came there, and the girl I was with was extremely annoying. I did not like her at all. I don't care if she's watching this video. I did not like her. She was extremely annoying. Extremely annoying. When I mean extremely annoying, I mean extremely annoying. Anyways, so we went in there and we got processed into med hold. We had our 5-minute phone call with our parents, and yeah. But yeah, that's basically why I got disqualified from basic training, and it sucks. It really sucks. It sucked at first, the worst. Like, it was bad at first, and now I'm like getting used to being at home because I wanted to be home because I really miss my family. I did not want to stay in med hold for months like other girls, so I'm lucky that I got out fast. And I'm just starting from scratch now, and I keep stressing myself out because it's like this didn't work out for me, and this is something I was so sure of, and I can come back and enlist in 6 months, but like I don't know if I want to go through all that because basic training was a lot for me and I did grow from it, and I'm happy for the experience, but it's just like you get so many different letdowns, and it's like you don't know what's next. And you know, for me it's like I don't know what's for me now, because it's like that was the main thing for me. But I'm gonna start, you know, I have to start up a new plan. I'm gonna start classes soon for my certification in forensic science. I'm gonna start them in July, not July, in spring, in fall. Yeah,
probably more September for that is spring summer.
Okay.
September spring shows spring summer.
Yeah, that's that. I'm just hoping it works out because it seems like nothing works out for me, but I do get to get my flight pictures. I already ordered them, and I get to get my little portrait that I took in my blues, so I will be showing you guys that. If you guys want an update or anything, but I don't even know. I feel like I was done so dirty because I gave basic training my all and I just got pooped on. So I don't know how to end this on a high note. I guess to end it on a high note, more videos are coming, guys. My weight gain journey, I've gained 10 pounds, so I'm very excited about that. And I haven't had a moment where I broke down about it yet, like at home, because it's just hard to do that because everything is good here, but I kind of run away from my feelings about that. And then when I feel like crying, it happens at the worst time, like when I'm in the car with my parents and talking to them. I'm gonna try to focus on positive things. I'm only 19. That's what they say. I'm only 19, so I have my life ahead of me. But yeah, thank you guys so much for 1K subscribers. I am so happy about that. You guys are amazing. I always dreamed about getting 1,000 subscribers, and now I have 1,000 subscribers, so that's like another big thing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below any video suggestions that you guys may have, and